show you how great I am.
I'm gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I am the king of the world.
G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, please share this video, support your boy, support good content at all times. All social media is in the description box, and please hit that bell icon so you be notified when I drop that heat. Now, Errol Spence Jr., he's always one of the hot topics in boxing, but is Errol Spence Jr. the most ducked fighter in the sport? As fans, we always like to say that, you know, guys is being ducked, or, you know, this guy don't want this smoke with that guy. And a lot of times it's just fan talk. But in reality, is Errol Spence Jr. the most ducked fighter in the sport? And the reason I ask this is because a while ago when Keith Thurman was active and people were saying that people was ducking Errol Spence, this is before he fought Kell Brook and got the title. I specifically said on the channel, I said, no, ain't nobody ducking Errol Spence. Once he gets a belt, then the opponents will come. I fact check other people's past comments, and I fact check my own past comments. I was dead wrong on this shit. I was dead wrong on this one. Like, he's having more trouble getting opponents as the champion than he did when he was just a contender. And these is just facts. But let me break it down for you. The only person that stepped up and wanted to fight Errol Spence and didn't have to was Lamont Peterson. Carlos Ocampo doesn't count because he was a mandatory. Like, Lamont Peterson was the only guy that dropped a interim belt just to get the fight with Errol Spence Jr. Now, let's look at it. Keith Thurman blatantly ducked Errol Spence and wasn't hiding it. He basically came out and told Errol Spence that he wasn't going to fight him because he's been injured, and when he comes back, he needs at least 2 tune-up fights. But the WBC just made Keith Thurman the first mandatory for Shawn Porter. So if Keith Thurman takes that Shawn Porter fight fresh off an injury and doesn't take a tune-up fight, then that means that he lied to the boxing public and lied to Errol Spence straight to his face. And he needs to be called out on that. And Keith Thurman, one of my favorite fighters, but he would need to be called out for that. You take Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter is a guy that Errol Spence offered a title shot to. And Shawn Porter, he said in the past that he didn't know why he wasn't ranked with the IBF. He said that he didn't want to fight for the IBF title because the IBF dropped him from out of the rankings after he lost to Kell Brook, and they never explained why. So Shawn Porter seemed like a stand-up guy. Kenny Porter seemed like a stand-up guy. I was like, well, maybe they don't know why the IBF didn't have him ranked. And this was back in the day. Okay, this is when Errol Spence first became champion. And I had to find out the hard way that Shawn Porter and Kenny Porter was full of shit. Like, I literally emailed the IBF myself and asked them why was Shawn Porter not ranked. I told them that I was a new YouTube boxing channel and I was trying to find out for my subscribers. You know when the IBF emailed me back? Within 24 hours. So at the time, I was an unknown YouTube channel, and I was able to find out information within 24 hours. You think Shawn and Kenny Porter couldn't have hopped on the phone or emailed them and found out what was popping? So I know for a fact that Sean Porter and Kenny Porter was ducking. Like, I know personally for a fact they was ducking. Because their excuse was bullshit. Danny Garcia, only time he talked about Sean Porter was when he had a fight lined up. Sean Porter, same thing. Sean Porter has two mandatories. Two mandatories, which is not right. But he can stop all that by going into a unification with Errol Spence. Is Sean Porter going to do that? Hell no. Hell no. You take Kell Brook. Kell Brook ended up fighting Errol Spence, but he drugged that shit out for over a year, and he fought Gennady Golovkin to prolong it. Like, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Like, I can go all day as far as Errol Spence is concerned. Adrian Broner, he doesn't want to fight him. Manny Pacquiao, he doesn't want to fight him. We're not even going to mention Floyd Mayweather. Amir Khan, he doesn't want to fight him. Like, none of these guys want to fight him, and almost all of these guys are all under the same management as Errol Spence Jr., and that's Al Heyman, which makes it even worse, even more sickening. So, is Errol Spence the most duck fighter in the sport? I would have to say yes. He's the most duck fighter in the sport. And to cap it off, he can't even get a suitable mandatory in his own sanctioning body, the IBF. The IBF doesn't even have a number one ranked fighter. Yordenis Ugas is the number 2 ranked fighter, and he just won a mandatory match for the WBC. And then Jesse Vargas is ranked number 4, but he just had a draw. Errol Spence is the most duck fighter in the sport, and I didn't think that was the case in the past, but I think it's definitely the case now. I don't think there's no debating it. But we've seen this in boxing. Throughout the history of boxing, we've seen guys get ducked, and they had to move up and wait to get title shots and things like that. Aaron Pryor was one guy. Roberto Duran, another guy. Marvin Hagler, another guy. I mean, it's just a lot of guys throughout boxing history we've seen this with. So Errol Spence is no different. So if I had to say, Errol Spence is probably the Aaron Pryor of this generation when it comes down to just being ducked and can't find a suitable opponent. Basically, Errol Spence Jr. needs a legacy fight. He needs a legacy fight, and it doesn't look like he's going to get it in terms of anybody that signed with the same guy he signed with, Al Heyman. It's a damn shame at the end of the day. But y'all let me know if I'm right or if I'm bugging. G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video, support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.